Good evening, viewers. This is Apex News India. I am Deepika S. Lingdor, welcoming you to the news. Let us first take a look at the headlines. And now the news in detail. The mortal remains of celebrated Assamese singer Zubeen Garg were brought back to Guwahati days after his untimely death in Singapore. The 52-year-old artist tragically passed away in a swimming accident while in Singapore for the Northeast India Festival, where he was slated to perform. A 3-day state mourning has been declared across Assam as thousands of grieving fans gathered at the Guwahati airport to pay their respects. Known for his powerful voice and cross-industry contribution in Assamese, Bengali and Hindi cinema, Zubeen leaves behind a rich musical legacy that touched millions.
तुम्हारे सोबी धरा दिला उपदे आही यार मुन्नो डूबी जे मोर उकार पाना नियरने सेसा तुबाल नामिला रोदरे लोय मुर्दे हार पोती Kumar Gugu. জিন্দা অমর হোক।
এখানে অ্যাম্বুলেন্স কেন
পিছন আছে, বহুত পিছন আছে।
রাস্তাঘাট ভালো রাখিব, ধন্যবাদ।
Two people were detained from Manipur on Saturday in connection with the ambush on an Assam Rifles convoy earlier this week that killed 2 soldiers and injured 5 others. A van suspected to have been used in the incident was also recovered from Mutum Yangbi in Imphal, nearly 12 kilometers from the incident site, officials said. According to the police, the recovered vehicle has multiple owners, all of whom are identified. During the last 24 hours, the overall law and order situation in the state was tense but under control. In the follow-up to the incident at Nambol Sabal Leikai, in which 2 personnel of Assam Rifles were martyred, security forces carried out a massive operation in Shantipur and Ishuk areas, the statement read. 2 soldiers of the Assam Rifles, identified as Naib Subidar Sham Gurung and rifleman Ranjit Singh Kashyap, were killed in an action on Friday after their truck was ambushed by a group of terrorists on the outskirts of Manipur's Imphal. Officials said that the terrorists fired at the paramilitary forces 407 Tata vehicle while it was traveling from its Patsoi company operating base to Nambol base at 5:50 p.m. This is on the same road that Prime Minister Narendra Modi had taken during his recent visit to Manipur. In the general area, Nambol Sabai Leikai, the column was ambushed by unidentified terrorists on the highway in the denotified areas of Manipur. In the ensuing action, 2 personnel of the Assam Rifles were martyred and 5 were injured, an official statement read. Honorable Governor of Manipur pays solemn tributes were paid to Naib Sub Sham Gurung and rifleman Ranjit Singh Kashyap, who made the supreme sacrifice during an ambush at Nambol Sabal Leikai, Bishnupur, Manipur on 19 September 2025, while returning from flood relief operations. A wreath-laying ceremony was held in Mantri Pukri Garrison, Imphal, where Honorable Governor of Manipur Shri Ajay Kumar Bhalla and Lieutenant General Ram Chandra Tiwari, PVSM, UYSM, AVSM, SM, GOC in Sea Eastern Command, along with personnel from Assam Rifles, CAPFs, BSF and Manipur Police, paid their respects to the fallen soldier. A day after 2 Assam Rifles personnel were killed in an ambush at Nambol Sabal Leikai in Bishnupur district, residents of the area staged protests on Saturday morning condemning the brutal attack. Wearing traditional mourning attire, locals gathered near the ambush site, raising slogans and holding placards, denouncing the violence for creating fear and panic among the public. Women later led to a protest rally, voicing outrage over the firing in a crowded area and demanding an end to such assaults on security forces. The ambush on Friday evening claimed the lives of Naib Subidar Sham Gurung and rifleman Ranjit Singh Kashyap, while 5 others sustained injuries. The injured personnel were evacuated to RIMS hospital and are reportedly stable. The high-profile murder case against Sonam Raghuvanshi has been transferred from a magistrate court in Sora to the District and Sessions Court in Shillong after the local court determined it lacked jurisdiction to handle the serious charges. The case involves the murder of Indore businessman Raja Raghuvanshi, with Sonam Raghuvanshi facing charges as the prime accused. The matter gained significant attention due to the nature of the crime and the parties involved. On September 19, the Court of the Judicial Magistrate First Class in Sora Subdivision heard the case but ruled that the charges filed against Sonam fall under offences that can only be tried by a sessions court. A 790-page charge sheet has been filed with serious charges that require the higher court's jurisdiction. The accused remain in judicial custody while awaiting the sessions court proceeding. Sonam Raghuvanshi's bail application, which could not be heard by the Sora court due to jurisdictional limitations, will now be considered by the District and Sessions Court in Shillong. The case record documents and material exhibits are being transmitted to the Sessions Court for further proceedings. U.S. President Donald Trump's sweeping order to impose a USD $100,000 over rupees 88 lakhs annual fee on the H-1B program has been widely criticized by several renowned figures, both from India and the US, saying the move is discriminatory and will severely impact the American economy. In a proclamation issued by Trump, H-1B employees, including current visa holders, would be denied entry to the US beginning Sunday unless their employer has paid the amount for the employee. However, after panic and uncertainty among Indians, the White House clarified that the new fee applies only to fresh applicants and not current holders.
Raise the fee that companies pay to sponsor H-1B applicants to $100,000. This will ensure that the people they're bringing in are actually very highly skilled and that they're not replaceable by American workers. So it'll protect American workers, but ensure that companies have a pathway to hire truly extraordinary people and bring them to the United States to work.
We need workers. We need workers. We need great workers. And this pretty much ensures that that's what's going to happen. I think, Sean, do you agree with that?
Well, they're $100,000 per year. So the whole idea is no more will these big tech companies or other big companies train foreign workers. They have to pay the government $100,000, then they have to pay the employee. So it's just not economic. If you're going to train somebody, you're going to train one of the recent graduates from one of the great universities across our land. Train Americans, stop bringing in people to take our jobs. That's the policy here, $100,000 a year for H-1B visas, and all of the big companies are on board. We've spoken to them about the gold card.
They love it. They love it. They really love it. They need it.
Artificial intelligence is making rapid strides in computational biology. Recently, researchers at Stanford and the Arc Institute created the world's first entirely AI-generated genome. In what can be called a breakthrough, the new virus created by AI can infect and kill bacteria. Scientists have already used AI to design individual proteins and even small multi-gene systems. However, creating an entire genome is way more complex. In simple words, a genome must have interacting genes and regulatory switches that allow an organism to grow, copy itself, and survive. For scientists till now, getting all of these to work together was a huge challenge. Genome design requires orchestrating multiple interacting genes and regulatory elements while maintaining a balance that enables replication, host specificity, and evolutionary fitness. This increase in complexity introduces new constraints and failure modes that do not arise when only designing a single protein or a two-component system, the team said in a post on arcinstitute.org. New GST rates, soft drinks, cigarettes, and more. Full list of items getting costlier from September 22nd under 40% slab. While the majority of products from big-ticket items like cars and motorcycles to daily essentials and household goods are set to become cheaper starting from the first day of Navratri, September 22nd, a separate move by the GST Council is set to make some items costlier. In a major overhaul of the Goods and Services Tax (GST) framework, the Council has introduced a new 40% tax slab aimed specifically at luxury items and sin goods such as aerated drinks, premium vehicles, yacht, and tobacco products. The newly introduced 40% GST bracket will apply to a range of premium products across sector, effectively making them more expensive for consumers. Under the new slab, all types of aerated water, Carbonated drinks, caffeinated beverages, and non-alcoholic flavored drinks will attract the highest GST rates. This includes a wide range of soft drinks and energy beverages commonly available in the market. The 40% tax will also apply to luxury vehicles. This includes cars with engine capacity above 1,200 cc and length exceeding 4,000 mm, along with motorcycles over 350 cc. These categories typically include high-end sedans, SUVs, and premium bikes. In addition, personal use luxury transport vehicles such as yachts, private aircrafts, and racing cars will fall under the same high tax slab. However, these will be taxed at 40% only when used for personal or recreational purposes and not for commercial use. List of all items to become costlier, which will fall under the 40% GST slab effectively from September 22nd. Governor C.H. Vijay Shankar on Friday called on the state's faith leaders to step beyond the confines of the institutions and dedicate their lives to uplifting society, asserting that the growing crisis of drug abuse, HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, and cancer demand urgent collective action. Speaking at the 32nd All Faith, All Religion annual get-together of Harmony in Shillong, Vijay Shankar described these challenges as a social emergency that cannot be solved by the government efforts alone. He stressed that faith leaders, by virtue of their moral influence, carry a responsibility to engage more closely with the youth, guide them away from destructive habits, and instill in them the values of discipline, compassion, and purpose. The governor underlined that the doors of the Raj Bhavan would remain open to anyone or any group working with sincerity for the betterment of Meghalaya, signaling his willingness to extend institutional support to the grassroots initiatives. His message was framed not merely as an appeal but as a call to action, urging faith leaders to work together in shaping a healthier and more resilient society. The gathering also featured a prayer for harmony, a symbolic gesture that highlighted the need for understanding and unity in a state marked by cultural and religious diversity. The interfaith prayer was intended to reaffirm that cooperation across religion is not only possible but necessary in addressing the social challenges facing Meghalaya. Naba Bhattacharjee, the president of the Central Puja Committee, echoed the spirit of inclusiveness by invoking Swami Vivekananda's philosophy of universal religion. He emphasized that the true strength of any society lies in its ability to respect all faiths while encouraging cooperation among them, adding that harmony must translate into tangible action. Several organizations in Meghalaya have expressed concern over a recent office memorandum issued by the Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change, exempting uranium mining from mandatory public consultations. The state has one of the country's largest uranium reserves in the Domyasiat Wakaji and their adjoining areas in the West Khasi Hills district. Locals have resisted attempts to explore and extract the radioactive substance, citing health and environmental reasons. The Khasi Students' Union KSU, which led an anti-uranium movement for decades, reaffirmed its opposition to any move to start mining in Meghalaya. He said, the memo excluding atomic, critical and strategic minerals from public hearings under the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act was disconcerting. Well, dear viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.